Yes, hello there. You are very welcome to the League of Ireland podcast with myself, Jamie Moore, coming from Off the Ball Towers here, Marconi House in Dublin. And we've 3 studio guests for you over the next hour. The current League of Ireland top scorer, Mr. Dinny Corcoran, is sitting beside me. He'll be along in just a second. One of his former Bohs teammates just outside, Paddy Kavanagh, who was back in that chip fan at Dalymount on Monday. He's just retired from League of Ireland football. He'll tell us about his career across a number of clubs. And our First Division focus will be joined by a man who played for Hull City, Derby and St Mirren, as well as a lot of League of Ireland clubs. And he scored for Clone Town in their opening win over Wexford on Friday. Keelan Dillon will join us as well. But I'm beside Dinny, as I mentioned. Dinny, how are you?
Not too bad, Jamie. Yourself?
Great, thanks. Not bad at all now. A nice win in the Derby on Monday night.
Great win, yeah. Great start to the season. So, yeah, we couldn't ask for a better start. 3 games, 3 wins, 3 clean sheets, and 3 goals for myself personally, so it's great. So hopefully we kick on now and get a few more points on the board. Yeah,
finished Bohs 1, Shamrock Rovers 0 in the Derby on Friday. This man here got the goal from the penalty spot, and afterwards I spoke to both managers, Keith Long and Stephen Bradley. My name is manager Keith Long. Keith, you've just won the Derby. Your man, Mr. Dinny Corcoran, 3 goals in 3 games, and you've beaten Rovers, I think, 5 in the last 6 occasions. So great night here at Dalymount again.
Yeah, it's we're delighted to win the game. Very, very big game for us as a club. Beating our fiercest rivals, Shamrock Rovers. So first game of the season in the Derby, and you know, we've won the 3 games. We're top of the table, 9 points, fantastic.
With the Shamrock Rovers head coach Stephen Bradley. Stephen, your thoughts on the Dublin Derby tonight, the first of the season?
I thought we were fully in control of the game until the sending off. Felt it was a terrible decision to send them off. We were standing right in front of it. I thought we played really well in large patches.
Have you seen the red card back on video, or did you need to see it?
Yeah, no, I've seen it back. It's never sending off. It's not even a book, and Aaron actually doesn't touch him.
Why do you think the red was given?
The ref was given a yellow, and the 4th official was the one that said red card. So
yeah, I've just seen it myself on a phone on one of the RT cameras, and I think it's a foul, but I don't think it's a red card. And the fact it's right in front of the Bohs dugout and the 4th official is there, does that add to the possibility? I'm sure if it was in front of your bench, you might have been up if it was a Bohs player.
Yeah, but it's still not. It doesn't matter what side it makes the tackle. It's still not a red card. It's a yellow card. Get on with the game.
Well, it was in front of us. I thought Aaron went over the ball. Thought he was a little bit high. Referee seemed to concur. You know, the 4th official was there. That's what it looked like. You know, from where I was, I think the referee gets the decision correct.
Well, up until the sending off, we were excellent. We moved them about. We were the only team playing. We looked really good. Sending off shook us for a few minutes, and then we settled again. We took Jack off at half time and went with Dan up, and again I thought in patches we were good and created a lot of chances at the end.
Well, they're great games to be involved in. Obviously the supporters don't need to you know, get motivated for them, because they you know, both sets of supporters, it's really important to them. So we're just pleased to send our supporters home happy tonight. You know, we've done that tonight, which is fantastic. You know, last year's record against Rovers, I know people are talking about it, but it's irrelevant. It doesn't really matter, because last season, you know, is gone. So we're talking about tonight. We're talking about getting a good win over Rovers. I thought we deserved to win. Yes, it does help if, you know, the opposition goes down to 10 men. Of course, it has a bearing on the game. But I still felt with 11v11 on the park that we would still create openings. And you know, I'm glad to say we kept a clean sheet. We had some good, solid performances from our goalkeeper out, and I think we deserve to win.
So I think that's 6 games now. You haven't beaten Bohs, 5 wins for them and a draw. That's tough, considering your fans like 900 behind that goal here to support you. It's a tough run you run against them. Yeah,
the fans are brilliant, but it's hard. It's hard when the referee makes a decision like that after 20 odd minutes in a game like that. It's a ridiculous decision, and it kills the game.
How are the players now, giving you the start of the season so well with 2 good wins, and you were coming here against Bohs in the top of the table clash, albeit it was only early in the season?
Players are fine. Players are fine. We look really fit, look really strong. Like I said, we played some really good stuff at times, created a lot of chances. Players are fine.
Does it hurt anymore, given it's Bohs, that you've lost it?
Yeah, it hurts when we lose a game, and obviously a derby, of course it hurts, but we'll regroup and we go again Friday.
Yeah, that's the Shamrock Rovers head coach Stephen Bradley, and before him, Dinny's manager, the Bohs boss Keith Long, after the derby on Friday. Now, Dinny, we asked both managers about the game and the red card. Stephen Bradley said he didn't think it was a red. Your manager Keith Long says he agreed with the red. What was your own view of it, and was it deserved for Aaron Green?
At the time, I didn't think it was a red, to be honest with you. I thought the ref was just going to blow for a free. I haven't watched it again, so I don't know if it actually was a red. Rob Rogers was very close, but I think he actually gave the red, so he probably had the best view from where I was. I couldn't really see much, but my initial thought was just a foul. So, and yeah, it changed the game massively. Obviously, it was quite even up to them, and then after the red card, we kind of took control, kept possession a bit more, and obviously it helped us in the end, yeah.
Yeah, and the other main incident was the penalty, which we'll see your goal in just a moment, but your little man, Keith Ward, played on the left wing against UCD as well, and he's right-footed, he likes to come inside, and he just managed to get into the box. Ronan Finn, again, said he didn't feel it was a penalty. Keith has gone down, and I think has since said, listen, I felt the touch and I went down. And you scored.
Yeah, Ward, he's great on the wing, he's tricky for a defender, you know, he's coming in on the right. But the penalty incident, I don't know, again, I don't know, I think a lot of refs would have given it, maybe a few wouldn't. It did look a bit soft, but if Keith says it was contact and he went down, it's a penalty, and yeah, happily I scored it and won the game, yeah. Yeah,
it's probably not a tackle that Finn should have made, given that Wardy was the wrong side of him and he's in the box as well.
Yeah.
Let's have a look now at that goal for Dinny, and thankfully now we can share some goals and videos the clubs can, and so can the media. And I was in the press box at Dalymount, the packed Dalymount on Friday, to watch Dinny score this pressure penalty. Yeah, and if we were wondering who Paddy Kavanagh was up for, he's outside the window cheering Dinny Corcoran's penalty. So Dinny, the penalty was given. It's at the away end as such, where there's 900 Shamrock Rovers fans. All the main Bohs fans are just to your left. What's going through your head when the whistle is blown and you know you're the penalty taker, it's 0-0 in the derby and you have a chance to score?
Yeah, it's very nerve-wracking. I'll be honest, I was very nervous. I looked at Wardy as soon as the ref gave, and I wasn't sure if he wanted it, and he just said, you take it. So I was like, right. And from then I just kind of had picked my spot in my head and said, right, I'm going to go there and hope for the best. So I've missed a few penalties in the past, so that's obviously playing on my mind. But I actually didn't even hear the ref's whistle to take it, so it was a bit confusing. It was so loud, and the Rovers fans were actually shining lasers in my eyes, which was weird. I got green lasers, and I just whoa. But luckily I just kept me focused on the ball, and like I said, thankfully I went in.
Yeah, because I was going to say, what sort of things were the Shamrock Rovers fans doing to try and put you off? And you see them waving, and there was a famous video a couple of years ago in some English game where a man actually pulls down his trousers and shows his arse to the fella taking the penalty in the goal. So for you, it was actual lasers in your eyes.
Yeah, I didn't really look at the fans at all, because obviously I was trying to concentrate on taking the penalty. But yeah, about 5 seconds maybe before I took it, there was green lasers in my eyes, which was weird. But luckily it didn't affect my vision or anything, so I just focused on the ball. So strange though.
Yeah, so as I said, it was definitely a pressure penalty. You're feeling nervous, the lasers are in your eyes, you don't hear the whistle, you run up and then you score. Yeah. What's that feeling like?
It's great, it was brilliant. Just a relief when it goes in, because to be honest, if the keeper goes the right way there, I think he saves it. It wasn't a great penalty in terms of putting it in the corner, but yeah, a nice relief, and just straight over to the fans, and you could see how much it meant to the fans as well. And I think there was 20 minutes left, so it was just a matter of holding on. But yeah, when the final whistle went in, knowing you're the match winner, it's a great feeling, yeah. Yeah,
and not just the match winner in this game, but for Bohs, I asked Stephen Bradley about that there, and Keith. The last 6 meetings between the clubs, there's been 5 wins for Bohs and 1 draw. Can you put your finger on the reason for that, and how great is it for you guys to beat your rivals so consistently over the last 18 months or so?
Yeah, it's a good feeling, all right. I don't know, I can't put my finger on why. Maybe we're just their bogey team or whatever over recent years, but we're always up for them games and we stick together, we fight for each other, and yeah, 5 wins in the last 6 games is great, and obviously the law of averages says they have to beat us one of these games, but we'll try and continue that run, yeah.
And 3 wins out of 3 to start the league as well. You opened the season with a 1-0 win over Finn Harps. You scored the winner in that game, and then I was at the Bowl to watch you against UCD. Danny Mandrew scores a brilliant goal, and then you score a scissors kick like Messi, and it's 2-0, and then you go into Rovers and beat them, and it's 3.
Yeah, great start. I think when the fixtures come out, you're looking at Finn Harps and UCD in the first 2 games, and you're thinking good chance to get 6 points, but the 2 of them teams have proven that they're not going to be an easy task for anyone. But
now, if you hear a voice in the background, folks, Dinny's young son is over there in the pram watching Peppa Pig, half on my iPad and also half on Dinny's phone. And Paddy Kavanagh's looking in the window trying to help. So yeah, we only got a few more minutes left, okay?
Nearly
Your dad's
finished,
doing a great job here telling me about all his goals, all right?
Quiet, shh, Freddie, shh.
So there's Freddie, a big Bohs fan as well. And does he go to the games? Has he seen you much this season?
Not yet, he's a bit young. I think he'd be past his bedtime by the time the game's finished, but I'll definitely be bringing him soon.
Nice. So you've scored a winner against Finn Harps. Tell us about the goal against UCD, because It was unbelievable, really.
Yeah, I just remember Paddy Kirk going down to the byline, and he had a lot of time, and to be honest, usually in training Paddy just whip a first time straight away, so I've tried to gamble and get there in front of the keeper, and he's taken an extra touch, and I've kind of had to stop me run and check back, and luckily he's put it wasn't a perfect ball, it was a bit behind me, and I've just tried to swing the leg at it and put it in the corner, and I didn't even see it go in. I was on the ground in a bundle, but I heard the cheer, and so I knew it went in, and it was great, yeah.
Yeah, and for you, like, you know, last pre-season, you say yourself, you had some injuries, you didn't hit the season in, you know, flying form like you are now, and you know, you're fully fit, and you've shown if you're fit and you've had a good pre-season, you're going to score goals, and 3 goals in 3 games is a great return. But I know physically yourself, you feel like you're at a better level this year at this time. Yeah, definitely. I had a few injuries last pre-season that interrupted my fitness, and even the first game of the season against Rovers, I shouldn't have played really, and even playing that was a bit of a setback. I was out for the next few weeks, and I wasn't actually fully fit till a good while into the season. But yeah, this season it's been completely different. I've stayed injury free. I've worked hard in the off season. I've worked hard over pre-season. I do feel in good physical shape now, and luckily I've started off well, so look to keep going, yeah. Yeah, so I suppose, Dinny, from that point of view, like, how hard is it every off-season? You're now, I think, is it the second oldest at the club, and you see every year, because the club are, and I say part-time in, you know, not in a serious way, because you train as many times on the pitch as most of the full-time teams. It's just, you know, a lot of the players are working, and other clubs can offer more money. What's that like every year when you see Dan Casey? I know Shane Subble was injured, but you see Dan Casey, and the previous year Keith Buckley goes, and, you know, you've lost, you know, even someone like Daniel Kelly, who was new to the league, comes in, does well, and is snapped up straight away by Dundalk. Yeah, it's hard. Like, obviously when young lads are offered full-time contracts and better money elsewhere, it's hard to turn it down, kind of. So it must be a nightmare for Keith. It's bad enough as a player, kind of seeing your stronger players leave, you know. And but yeah, Keith, it must be a nightmare for him trying to figure out how he's going to replace him, you know. But that's the way it is. Like I said, players are going to move on every year. It seems to happen us more so than other teams, but yeah, we just have to get on with it. Like I said, Keith has done a great job over the last few seasons with signing kind of unknown players as such coming home from England, and we've 3 wins from 3, so he's done something right, you know. But yeah, we'll just keep going, and we'll improve as a team as the weeks go on, I think. Yeah, and like we mentioned, you're one of the older players, but the younger players in the group, like at the UCD game, like Andy Lyons, who's 18, and Paddy Kirk, I think, is 19, started a full-back. Paddy came on in the derby, made a cracking, really strong tackle early after coming on. Yeah. You know, to smash it up. You've had, we mentioned the goal that Danny Mandrew scored, Conor Levington in midfield, Luke Wade-Slater and others, and there were previous ones, Ali Regba as well. Like, to be in a group where there's so many young, hungry players as well must keep you as and I'm saying an older player, you're just turned 30, but as an older player, like, when you're training, these young lads are flying around you, like. Yeah, it keeps you going, absolutely. Like, I'd forget about my age when I'm training, obviously, I'd forget how young some of the lads are and what I was doing when I was their age. I don't think I was even involved in the league when I was some of their ages, you know. But yeah, it's great, it's refreshing to see the hunger in them, and obviously if they're training hard and working hard, it's going to spur me on to keep going as well, and I feel good. So yeah, it's great, I'm enjoying it. And from that point of view as well, there's definitely an edge to training, because the young lads see that they're getting a chance and want to play. And I'm sure even the other night, like Andy and Paddy had both started against UCD, the derby comes 4 days later, and Derek Pender comes back in because he's the captain, and, you know, Darrell he does so well. So even from that point of view, there's a hunger for them all, and some other younger ones who haven't started a game yet. Yeah, definitely. Keith has shown he'll throw in the young lads, no bother, if he thinks they're capable of it. And yeah, like you said, Andy and Paddy starting against UCD full back, and they did a great job. They played very well, and so I'm sure it was hard for Keith to drop them 4 days later, but it was obviously the magnitude of the game against Rovers. You kind of need your captain in there, and Dara, who was unbelievable last season for us. But yeah, there's so many young lads there coming up from the 19s even last season, and like I said, Keith will throw them in, no bother, if he thinks they're up to it. So there's definitely places to be fought for, yeah. Yeah, head down to the RSC now on Friday against Waterford. They've had an interesting start to the season, but the one thing you say about the RSC is there's unbelievable crowds there in the last little bit as well, and you've gone from the high of a home derby against Rovers now to an away game. I'm sure the Bohs fans will travel in numbers, and you're against a Waterford team but with a lot of pace, with Izzy Akinade up front, and you know, they've got experience with the likes of Delaney and Kenny Brown and that at the back. So for you, even as a striker against 2 kind of senior centre backs trying to get the better of them? Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a tough game. Like you said, they have a good squad. Izzy's going to be a handful up top as always. They signed JJ Lunny off us, good midfielder. Shane Duggan, another good midfielder. So yeah, we know we're going down for a battle, but we're the form team in the league. There's no reason we shouldn't be confident.
it's usually a nice pitch down here to play on. Like you said, they have good fans. We'll travel in numbers, I'm sure. Should be a good atmosphere. And yeah, looking forward to it. Hopefully we just pick up where we left off on Monday. So yeah, bring it on.
How do you prepare to play against a certain team? Like as a striker, do you watch highlights of the other team, look at their centre backs, look at their keeper? Maybe I remember when Rhys McCabe scored that goal last year for Limerick, he said that he had spotted, or for Sligo against Limerick, should I say, he said earlier in the match he had spotted Brendan Clark off the line and they'd seen a video. Do you watch certain aspects of players to try and get an edge, pre-match?
To be honest, no, I don't. I know most of the defenders in the league from playing against them over the years. I've been in the league, 11 years now, so I know the majority of them. But no, I don't really. I just concentrate on my own game and look to get in behind defenders and score goals. But no, I wouldn't do any pre-match kind of research because I'd know most of them, so yeah.
Yeah, and speaking of being in the league for Dinny, he's been in the league 11 years, as he mentioned. Sporting Fingal, Shells, Drogheda, Bohs, UCD, Bohs, Pats, Bohs. How has that been, given you've not had an overly long period with one club and you've dipped a little bit from part-time football to full-time football to part-time football? Your son has arrived in your life and hopefully now for you, I'm sure, to try and cement that, you're a Bohs player and you're going to be there. And I'm sure even for a routine of your life, that's much better. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, when I started off in the league, I think I was only 18, 19, so I was immature in terms of knowing the professional life. I didn't really know much about it, and that's probably why I went from club to club. I never really gave it a proper chance when I was that age. I was going out a lot, partying and stuff, and didn't understand what it takes to get the best out of yourself. And I think it was 2014 at Bohs, I said I'll give it a proper shot. I'll knuckle down, and because I knew I was capable of doing well in the league. And since then, I had a good season that year. Then obviously, like I was giving out about the young lads earlier, I got offered full-time football, good money up in Sligo, and I knew Owen here, the manager, was going up there, so I took a chance, and I don't regret it now. But yeah, I would have liked to say Bohs is a special club to me, and I'm in my fifth year there now, so yeah, hopefully it's definitely the club I love the most, and hopefully I can get a few more years there. I'm only 30, so I hope so.
Yeah, you've started the season really well too. You mentioned not having a regret about trying full-time football at Sligo. Is there a regret as a younger player that you didn't, as you said, treat the game properly and try and maybe have a go further afield? Yeah,
looking back at it now, I wish I had it, because when I see the young lads in the Bohs squad these days, they're a lot more professional than I was. They're going to the gym, they're looking after themselves properly because they want to give themselves the best chance of even going to England or playing at the high level in this league for years. So yeah, I do regret not looking after myself at that age. I kind of, it all went to my head, thinking I was brilliant playing in the League of Ireland. But yeah, it is a bit of a regret. But look, I've done okay since then, and I'm happy enough. But.
And just lastly, playing for Bohs, and Bohs train 3 nights of the week. You play on a Friday, you're in for a recovery session on a weekend. How does your life generally work around football and the kid? And I know some players work, other players are in college, other players are only playing football, but it's in the evenings, and sometimes it's a bit of a chore to fill the day.
Yeah, well for me, my partner works in the morning. She works 8:30 to 4:30, so I look after the young lad, and then when she gets home, obviously I go training because it's saving us from getting childcare. So yeah, my days are filled with just looking after him at the moment. Yeah, Jason, for some of the lads at work, I was only saying to Paddy, like, I've been in bits the last 2 days after that game on Monday, and I can only imagine waking up and having to go and do a day's work. It's tough, like it really is, and trying to recover in time for the match Friday, where full-time clubs would have their robes in the morning, the jacuzzi or whatever, the best they could recover, So it's hard for us, but look, we can't use that as an excuse. We just have to get on with it. But luckily, I'm just minding the wee man during the day, so it could be a lot worse. But yeah, it's okay.
Great stuff, Dinny Corcoran. Thanks for coming in. Best of luck on Friday.
Thank you very much, Jamie.